Welcome back, my darlings, my beautiful collective. So you've caught me just in the nick of time. So this is going to be our Oracle Tarot combo for today, where we're going to be using the Heal Yourself Oracle deck. Let's take a look at what energy we have before us and what messages Spirit wants to share. So Spirit, what is the advice for the collective? Our starting energy, number 24, is self-love. How many of us have been on this journey learning how to love ourselves more, right? Often it is a common theme, especially if you feel yourself on this twin flame journey. If you are the divine feminine, which is typically the point of view that I normally channel for, okay? What else? Number 22, have faith. Maybe this requires faith, right? It's typical for the divine feminines as well. What else might we have as a message? Number 8, procrastination. Not Spirit calling me out today on things that I need to do, or on the late hour of this message. I ran into some technical difficulties, if you can believe. I had to reset my phone. Number 15, wild. And yes, the day was pretty wild, I would say. What else? What else? What else? What else? When I see that card, the wild, kind of gives me this, Sagittarian energy, or fire sign energy, because the lady's dressed in red, of course. Seduction. Fiery, spicy energy. Number 19, temptation. Interesting. A bit of a ghostly figure here, huh? So if any of these resonate with you, there might be a message here for you. Number 28, love. This one is hard to focus. There we go. Well, what I'm picking up here too, if you notice the card, even though this is a painting, the divine masculine looks like he is peeking or like almost keeping watch over the divine feminine. So maybe someone who definitely loves or cares for you is maybe looking at your social media, your stories, right? Almost creepy, creeper vibes. Not creepy, but creeper as in like stalking a little bit. Number 18, say what you mean. So there may be a little bit of this energy of someone either not speaking up or not saying what they mean. I feel like there's a bit of hidden, like, expression here. Someone needs to say what they mean or what they feel. Number 26, letting go. Maybe this applies to you or your divine counterpart. When I talk about the divine feminine too, I kind of want to go back a little bit. It's not always, you don't always have to be the same gender as energy you carry, right? Divine feminine here in the male form. But I know I'm divine feminine. Number 30, courage. Interesting. I feel like there's a bit of watch out because there are some things you may not see. You may be a bit blinded to something. All right, let's just take a couple more. Number 25, alchemy. Very much the card of temperance, because the old name for the temperance card is actually alchemy in the tarot, right? So a bit of temperance, which is also representative of Sagittarius in the tarot. And the last one, number 12, victim consciousness. Maybe we're putting to rest some of these ideas like victim consciousness. And the last one we have is inner child. Maybe we've had to do a bit of work on our inner child in order to heal and go to the next level here, huh? Now let us take a look at the tarot. For today's tarot journey, we're going to be using the Supernatural deck. We're joining the Winchesters on a hunt, right? So let's fire up, baby, and let's see where this thing goes, huh? So where are we starting? What is our point of origin? Oh, of course. Of course, we're starting with Ace of Cups, Ace of Goblets in this deck. All right, same thing, right? So a brand new start when it comes to love. This could also talk a little bit about healing. Sorry, my words are like running into each other. A little excited. No reason for slurring, I promise. Hasn't been that good of a night. I'm not talking in cursive yet. No. So, Ace of Cups. A brand new start when it comes to love. That is our starting energy. The potential or challenge. It's the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords talks about delayed communication. It talks about spying. It can also talk about analysis. If this were about, so pages can represent messengers or messages. I stumble on that a couple of times. It can also represent, okay, so this would be a message involving the suit. The suit is swords, which represents communication or thoughts. So someone sharing their thoughts with you, someone sharing their or communication with you, right? If it is about student, if they are a student, it is someone who is studying how to communicate, how to think. So a bit of philosophy there, or communications, perhaps. It can also represent communicating from a distance. Maybe someone communicating through social media, through another medium, not exactly a face-to-face conversation, right? It can also be a bit of a distance form, like delayed communication, as I mentioned. But this is crossing. So there's the potential here as it relates to new love or a brand new start. What is our focus on? What do we need to focus on at the moment? Well, what is this about? It can be that, but Ace of Pentacles, or Ace of Pentagrams in this deck. It talks about a brand new beginning, a brand new start, something tangible, something actual, realized, right? Interesting. We have several cards that flew out. This is going to be for the strength position. So I say this strength position, what are we doing well? Or what have we mastered or learned, right? Well, we've got a few things. We've got Two of Swords, which represents an impasse or a blockage or a decision. Queen of Cups energy and the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups represents a past connection. The Queen of Cups, someone that, like someone who is very loved and admired. The Queen of Cups is someone who's compassionate, loving, intuitive. But whoever this energy is that's attached, they have a lot of love for her. Maybe they are having to make a choice between a Queen of Cups and a past connection. That can definitely be this meaning here. Or maybe it also talks about someone may be blocked from coming forward to this connection from the past. The Six of Cups can be a wish fulfillment. It can also be someone wanting to make an apology, right? An apology that is either owed or given. What is the recent past here? What is the recent past? There's a lot. Okay. Interesting. We've got Six of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Six of Wands. So the Six of Pentacles talks about an equal exchange. And we also have the Hermit card. So maybe someone who previously has been standoffish or has been in isolation from you, I feel, is looking now with the Six of Wands to have something brought out in the open. Something come to light, right? Something to be recognized. Maybe they learned something, right? something was brought to their attention. And Six of Pentacles. Now I feel they're wanting this equal exchange of energy. Or maybe they've received some divine support to find out something, right? Both are possible. And I feel like this is the recent past. So this maybe just happened. Maybe they just learned about what they need to do. Interesting. All right. So where we're headed. What's our near future? So if they just found out something here, they've been guided to something. Aha. Interesting. So we have the Lovers and we have the High Priestess. So I feel like with this, so maybe they did have to be on their own, right? Maybe they needed this time to reflect, time for them to figure out what it is that they wanted, maybe from a connection or maybe just in general in life, right? But now we have the Lovers and we have the High Priestess. So the Lovers represents a choice. It can also represent about a love connection. And the High Priestess is either them using their intuition when it comes to this love connection or to make a choice about this love connection. I feel like that's what Spirit is calling this person to do. So where do we go? What's next? So the next couple of cards we have the Suggested Approach. Suggested Approach is the King of Cups. I feel like this reading is from the point of view of the Divine Masculine, actually, at this point. I feel like what Spirit is telling this Divine Masculine is that they need to lead with the heart. Masculine water energy doesn't have to be. This is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But I feel like Spirit is saying, okay, you need, if you love this Divine Feminine, come forward. Tell them. Take action. This is love or emotions in action. This is taking decisive action when it comes to love. We also have in the what do they need to know? We have the King of Swords. Again, this is truth, clarity, someone speaking their truth, someone making a decision, someone taking action. So I feel like there's truth here about something. Three of Cups. Three of Cups is about a reunion. It can also be about a third-party situation. The Strength card. This is something that they have had to have faith or courage about, right? And also the Page of Pentacles or Pentagrams. I feel like this person, right, this King of Swords energy, has had to learn a lesson when it came to maybe this connection, this third-party situation, maybe what it's done to both them and this relationship. I feel like maybe you met your person when they were either alone or with someone else, but then maybe they chose to be with someone else rather than you, Divine Feminine. And I feel like the reason why they chose that karmic is because the karmic was easier. The karmic was never going to ask them to change. And I feel like neither did you, but they also knew that they could never be with you unless they did. And so by being with the karmic was willing to just accept them without any changes, even if it was toxic, right? But as the Divine Feminine, we know that we can't do that. That's not our path. That's not our purpose. That's not our destiny. Our destiny is self-love. We first have to create that stable and balanced foundation for ourselves, knowing what we're worth, knowing that we deserve good and true and wholesome love. Well, relearning what love is, actually. And then from that point of view, we're able to call in a love connection that we're worthy of, or that's worthy of us and our vibration now. And I feel like that's what's happening here. That divine masculine has had to take a long, hard look with themselves, and they had to see what they've done when it comes to this connection. And for the hope and or fear. So we have the Hanged Man and we have the Queen of Swords. And that makes sense. The Hanged Man is talking about getting a new perspective. I feel like now they're finally starting to see your side of the coin or your point of view. And they're like, oh, that's why she's pissed off. That's why she's like in this defensive energy. That's why she set up boundaries. That's why she cut me out of her life. And keep in mind, it's not necessarily just she. It's feminine energy, divine feminine energy, right? That's why the divine feminine did this. Oh, I was being a butthead. I was doing things that I shouldn't have, and people that I shouldn't have, right? So what is the potential outcome here? Interesting. So we have the Four of Pentacles, which talks about control or holding back. And we also have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about a decision or moving forward. So I feel like there is a bit of this throttling, I guess, by spirit. Let's take a couple more. There's something holding back this connection from moving to where it needs to be. Or maybe they need to essentially, and that's what I kind of feel like this is. I feel like they essentially need to give up control in order to move forward. Why do I say that? Because we also have the Page of Wands. About some part of this, I feel, is about curiosity and passion. I feel like they have the desire to come forward, but they're also very fearful. And so I feel like that Page of Wands energy is, I feel like they're being guided. And by whom? Well, we also have the Hierophant. This is spirit. This is even a spark or a desire to step into the sacred divine masculine energy, because that's what the Hierophant represents. So I feel like there is this desire to move forward, and I feel like they are being pulled. There is this curiosity. What is it going to be like? What is it going to feel like for me to step into this? But I feel like it's still almost like a confidence issue. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which does speak about that, right? It speaks about self-worth, self-value. Am I worthy enough? Am I ready? Can I do this? You know, do I have what it takes? Or so that way I can do this. I can step into that divine masculine energy. The reason why I also say that I feel like it's cutting out the behaviors of, you know, of the self-limiting or the holding back or the whole, like wearing a mask, which can also be that Four Pentacles energy, is because both of these figures that came out with the other two cards in the probable outcome position, we have Death's Grim Reaper scythe, right? Sickle. And we also have a sword. Both of those speak about cutting out things, right? Removing things that no longer serve us here. But I feel like there is courage to try and tackle this issue. So I do feel like the divine masculine is going to muster up some courage. There's still a bit in this Seven of Wands energy, right? Which talks about being a little defensive or protective here. But with the Five of Swords too, I feel like they're gonna be ready to let go. Five of Swords can mean sometimes, you know, when the battle is done, we're clearing the battlefield and we're moving on towards peace. We're letting go. We got to release something. It can be a blockage at times too, right? But it can also talk about, Okay, we recognize that the blockage is there. It's time to let it go. And I feel like that is what Spirit is doing. Spirit is guiding and showing the Divine Masculine the way home. The way to themselves. Just as the Divine Feminine had to find herself, the Divine Masculine had to find himself. And in finding their respective selves, then they become ready. Because they have become in union with themselves, they become ready to be in union with one another. And so I feel like it's lighting the way. It's preparing the way forward for both to have this happily ever after. Interesting, two other little tidbits here. The Hierophant talks about, going to the next level. It also talks about, taking a relationship, a commitment to the next level. It also talks about Taurus season. So both of those may be significant here as well. Sending you all peace, love, and light. Until next time.